Hey everybody, it's your man Type coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before we begin, I would like to ask that you hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and share me if you're feeling the content, or just share me just because these are some real good stories. Now, this story is going to take place again in the Orlando, Florida, and this one is gonna be kind of weird, kind of creepy, but loving at the same time. So you guys got to deal with the gooey part of my life too. So there was this lady, single parent, off Mercy Drive. There's the Windsor Apartments. There's Pepper Tree. There was all those type of apartments, but Mercy Drive was notorious for single mothers being in these apartments. And these single mothers was young girls, typically 15, 16. They would get on government assistance, DCF, food stamps, welfare, whatever you want to call it, but they would be on it. So the government would give these young girls, 15, 16, their own apartments, knowing they can't do nothing, knowing they still got the mind of a child just because they done had a baby. You know, you give them an apartment, freedom, all the shit. So 90% of these girls, and their rent wasn't nothing but, I'm gonna say about $50, $100, no more than $300 a month for a 4-bedroom apartment in the middle of the project. I mean, come on, what you think these girls gonna do? Well, there was this one lady in particular, one little girl in particular, and she maintained this apartment for, I'm gonna say, about 10 years. So she started this apartment thing when she was 16 years old. I think, if I'm not mistaken, her name had to be Samara or Tamara. I forget which one, because I know she had a sister and their name was kind of similar. Very well built at the time. I was younger, about 10 years old, so she had to be about 6 years older than me. Everybody referred to her as Tweety Bird because she had little chubby cheeks like the little yellow bird that be chasing that the cat be chasing in it, the little shit talking bird from Warner Brothers. So they give her her own apartment, and by God, she did the right thing. She didn't have dudes, fuck boys running in and out of shit. If she did get some dick from here and there, we don't know, because she was very quiet and she was very, kept to herself. She kept her apartment up. She kept her look up. She would come down, get on the city bus. She would have her kid with her, and she had a son. She only had like one child. And no matter where she went, that baby boy would go with her. She go to the store, the boy would be there. She go to the mall, that boy would be there, pushing him in a stroller, tying him up with a little rope around his waist and a rope around her arm. One time the rope looked like little teddy bears, a book bag, but there was a string hooked to it, and she knew where he was at all times. Couldn't go more than 5, 6 feet. So she loved that boy. Now, over the course of about 10, 11 years, they grew up in this complex. Both of my sisters had an apartment over there, and I used to, you know, try both of their houses. I was a hot boy, hard head, hot boy, selling dope, fucking hoes. I was doing all kind of dumb shit. But, my sister let me come crash on her spot, crash on her floor, catch her couch, you know what I'm saying? Wash my ass and my nuts and shit, get back out there, do it all over again. So I end up, keep in mind, the chick was 6 years older than me. So I end up, trying to mack her. I'm about 19, 20 now, so she got to be like 26, 27. So what's up, Mom? You looking fly, shit, bum. And she like, what can you do for me? First thing she got, what can you do for me? I got a son, and you a hot boy. You out here doing nothing. You just graduated. You ain't got nothing going on about yourself. And I was like, yeah, you right. I said, I'm just trying to screw you, mama. It is what it is. And she like, well, at least you was honest. She said, I'll give your little young ass some of this cootie. So, boom, go up there. We have a little 3, 4 month little flame thing. Boom, it's done. After that, she like, well, I'm going to have to start talking to you because I met some dude and it's going to work out. It's going to work out real good. So I said, okay, cool, we'll yak with each other later. So by then I done hauled ass and I done moved to a whole nother state. I'm chilling, I'm living my life. Forgot all about her for about 2, 3 years, and I came back to Orlando. So naturally, when a nigga come back, 20, 21, 22, 23, let me go hit up some of my old heads. See, can I get me a shot here and there, welcome home present. So I look her up, go to her apartment, and oh, lo and behold, she's still there. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? And she all sad and shit. And I say, where that boy yours at? And she informed me that the baby had passed away. I'm like, passed away? She like, yeah, about a year and a half ago, the dude that I had started talking to, he had got real high and he started like beating me, and he ended up, hurting my son. And my son had a head injury, so we had to take him off life support. And she was like, I'm just devastated. Now keep in mind, this lady that boy was everything. That boy had to be about 11, 12 years old at the time. So when she lost the boy, on the add insult to injury, she ended up losing the apartment because the government assistance ain't gonna give you an apartment without a baby, and single people don't get it. So she was like, well, you ain't got no seed no more, so you done. Get out of here. So now she done got kicked off Section 8 in housing, and now she ain't got nowhere to go. So I'm fresh. I got a little money in my pocket. I'm doing. So I say, I don't know if I could help you. I say, but I'm chilling with a chick right now. I say, but you need me to, I go ahead and, put down your down payment on your apartment and everything, and, pay the first 2 months rent. But by then you're going to have to do something for yourself. So let alone I wasn't trying to screw her no more. It was a sympathy thing. And she was like, okay, Tyke, I like that. You always been a good dude. I appreciate you. You always been straight with me. So fast forward a little bit, I kept my word. I did what I said, put down, got in a spot and everything. And it was a fly spot, but I made sure the rent was affordable. I think she was paying like $1,100 a month. And keep in mind, about 20 years ago, $1,100 a month was the equivalent to your $2,200, $2,300 apartment today. So she was doing good, paid it up, didn't say nothing, didn't screw her, just say, hey, get your life together. So she was crying. I didn't know how to console her at the time because I was still a little hothead, though didn't know how to console her. So, she left there. So eventually she got a job, got a little Nissan Altima. She started working, trying to make her mind back up, trying to do the right thing. Now keep in mind, this lady was very fly. I mean, when I say she could give a bitch a run for their money, you know what I'm saying? She was that bad, but she always kept her chastity intact. We never knew what happened to the baby daddy. She never mentioned the baby daddy. Only thing we knew, fine chick, got a baby, doing the right thing, maintaining. So she was the talk of the town. Nobody knew nothing about it. Only thing knew that, Tyke was dealing with it, and I kept my mouth shut, and I'd come late night, leave. It was a fun time. So now I'm giving you the backstory to her. So she, keep in mind, good girl. She did her thing like all women do, but she wasn't out there. She wasn't fucking out of both pants leg. She was just, exploring a little woman gift. Thank God she gave it to me. Fortunate for that. But after, I helped to get her spot and everything, she always would carry around a lock of her son's hair. And I didn't know what it was, and she cut his hair. And I didn't know what this thing was because she always would have it wrapped around her keychain. She used to dip it in candle wax. Like every day she would burn a candle. And when the wax get full, she would just dip it in there, and she would form it in the wax. And I mean, she did that for years. That's how she honored her kid. And so I'm like, okay. So she finally told me what it was. She says, oh, this my son's hair. I dip it in. It like had dreaded under the candle wax, believe it or not. I said, that's cool. That's what's up. Keep your baby close. I'm trying to do my best to comfort her, but still, I can't imagine losing a kid. So no matter where she went, she had it. So one day, she meet this dude named Turk. Now, Turk, let me tell you about Turk. Turk was a bruiser. Turk was a bruiser. I mean, she was 26 going on 20. She had 26, 27. So I had been back by 2 years. And I still ain't screwed. We just were talking friends, keeping it cool. So now she about 28 years old. And Turk was a neighborhood dick slanger. When I say neighborhood dick slanger, Turk will put it on your ass and don't give a fuck and smile. And he will buck too. But women love that motherfucker, right? So she had got fucked up with Turk. So Turk done talked his way up in her hide and ran rod up in her. And now she's stupid crazy for Turk. Now keep in mind she ain't got no kids, so her little resolve kind of dropped. So Turk sitting up there night, she going to work. Turk got all kind of dudes in her house. He leaving the door open with the AC blowing and shit. I mean, running up a power bill and stuff. And he would throw a little cash in there, but Turk was a dope dealer, loved to hang out at the club, car shows. Every time he came into town, Turk was there. He was like, "You want to go?" And she went a couple times, but she a homebody. So I happened to see her up there at the store on Mercy Drive, the little Asian store that sits in front of Windsor apartment. I say, "Tamara, what it is, sweetie? You all right?" And she like, "Yeah," but then she didn't look so good. Eyes done sunk in the back of her head, pretty skin, kind of bumpy. So I'm like, "Damn, baby, you all right?" I say, "You ain't looking too good." I say, "Stress ain't getting you." I ain't want to bring a son. I just say the stress of life ain't getting you. She was like, "No, I'm good." I say, "So what's up with you and Turk?" I say, "You done tangled that motherfucking beast?" And she like, "Man, I can't do nothing with that dude and he won't leave my house." So I'm like, "What the fuck you mean he won't leave your house?" So now I'm going into battle mode. And she's like, "Well, I want him to go, but he just come up there, he have his friends there. And then when I get mad at him and we get to fighting and screaming, the only thing he do is try to rape on me. He try to fuck me." And I say, "Well, baby, you got a vagina. You got a police number or something? If I call the police, he may hurt me." So I say, "You know what?" I say, "I'm going to pray for you, mom." I say, "But if you ever need somebody, you ever leave the house and you need me to come over there and scoop you up and take you to a safe spot, I say, I don't mind." And she like, "Okay." So we exchange phone numbers. So I keep that in mind now. We exchange phone numbers. So one night, I'm at the club. I see Turk. He tight, what it is, nigga? I say, "Shit good, what you pimping?" I say, "You all right?" Hey, "Man, I'm cool as fuck, man." He say, "Man, I'm cool as fuck." So he goes to bragging. "Man, I got me a little bitch dog over there in the apartment, bro. She humble, docile. Bitch don't say nothing. I run through that little hole. And he didn't know I knew that they were fucking around, because it is what it is. Me and her been cool. So I say, "Turk, man, be decent to the chick, man." I say, "The chick done went through a lot, man." I say, "I know what you talking about. Chick done lost a son and everything." He say, "I ain't killed a bitch." Say, "Some other nigga did it." Say, "Fuck that kid, he dead now." The only thing is he was just being real rude and blasphemous about the lady dead. Some people, y'all remember this shit. So I say, okay. I say, "This nigga fuck nigga. So now I'm getting mad because I did have a little attachment to the lady. I said, "Oh, fuck, nigga." But I ain't no fool. Now I ain't finna sit up here and swing on Turk, over that. Because when I say Turk was a beast, Turk will kick a lot of bitches' ass. Turk done been in some fight, boy, done got stabbed 3 times, pulled the knife out, threw it on the ground and say, "Nigga, I'm gonna beat you with my fist." So I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid. I am not finna get my head knocked the motherfucker off. So I'm like, "Oh, Turk, that's some fuck shit." In my head, I ain't see it. How Chris Tuck, I said it under my breath, bitch. I ain't say it out loud because nigga ain't finna beat me up in front of everybody. So I say, "All right." So I say, "Hey, grandmama." You know me, I have to go back to the source. I say, "Grandmama." With old girl and she wanted to go and he just really, giving her a hard time. And grandma was like, "Who?" I say, "Old Turk sitting over there messing with Tamara." I say, "And she don't," he said, "The little pretty girl?" I say, "Yeah." I say, "She ain't pretty no more, grandma. He done stressed out." And say, "The one who lost the baby, dude beat up the baby." I say, "Yeah." I say, "Turk got the same energy as that last dude." And grandma stopped and said, "That's what happened to these girls. They don't understand. The same time they sit up there and feel like they want to fuck with one nigga and they let them niggas nut all up in them and put their essence and their juices on them, The nigga, that shit is like a magnet. Even when they leave that nigga, another one gonna motherfucking come up with the same essence, cause that's what them bitches be protruding. She say, so now she done got with another nigga that could bop her head off after he done bopped the boy up. Say, oh, them nasty motherfucker. I say, I tell you, grandma, I say, that's what's going on with her. So grandma was like, when can I see her? Hey, grandma, I don't know. I say, that lady work. I say, I saw her at the store. So grandma said, you know where her apartment at? And I ain't want to tell grandma, that I done got an apartment a couple years back. And, I started. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, what you did? What you hired? Because I looked down to the ground. What you hiring from me, boy? I said, ma'am. She said, Tyke, don't make me beat you. I said, grandma, I ain't hiring nothing. She said, what? What? You still screwing her too? I said, no, ma'am. I promise. I promise. I promise. She said, what? I said, well, I gave her about $4,000 to get started with a new place after I heard her son died after they kicked her out, of her Section 8 apartment. And grandma, she looked at me and she gave me a smile and she gave me a kiss on the forehead. She said, you always a sweet boy. And she said, that's why God gonna bless you and that's why I love you. So y'all remember that. Grandma was the only woman in the past that showed me true love. So when I talk about my grandma, I love my grandma. Even if I was in the wrong, grandma would always make sure she gave me a word where I came out on top. So I love grandma. And most people would have been like, nigga, you stupid, you this, you that. Grandma was like, you're a sweet boy. I always respect the woman, which I do to this day. So she was like, okay, show me an apartment. And I go over there and have a talk with a woman to woman. I said, you can just barge in that woman's house and do that? She said, baby, I'm a gun you. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So we started laughing. So I drove past the house about 3 times. I saw a car because I ain't know her schedule. I ain't want Turk to be there because if Turk said something to grandma, now I got to get the gunplay because I couldn't knuckle him down. Couldn't whip his ass, so, would have got the gunplay. So I said, yeah, okay, grandma, she there. So grandma get in the Buick. She float. Mercy drive. Been up in that bitch. She rush. Knock on the door. Hey, baby, come down. She said, you know my grandson, Tyke? She said, I know Tyke. She said, I want to talk to you. Tyke told me something. So grandma walk her downstairs. Grandma talking to her. I'm sitting in the car, because I parked my car behind grandma's car. And I'm sitting in the bit. And Turk pull up. So Turk like, who this? And grandma say, how you doing, young man? I'm going to talk to you later a little bit. She'll be back up there. And grandma had a way with smoothing dudes. She like, you hear me, big guy? You okay with that? And he like, yeah, I'm all right. So, he go up there. He all cocky and shit. So grandma tell her, like, hey, you got a bad essence on you. And this came from the last time the dude that you let fuck you, that killed your son. His essence and his spirit is still there. Y'all keep this in mind. So grandma say, what? And say, are you loving this dude? Are you in love? She like, I just can't get rid of him. And then he is helping with the bills a little bit he do. And nobody trying to break in my house or rob me because, he like a bad boy. And she say, well, he got enemies and they could come up here and kill you. Keep this shit in mind. So grandma said, okay, well, I want to do something for you. She said, you believe in magic? You believe in Jesus? And she's like, I go to church. I believe in the Holy Spirit and Jesus. She said, well, do you believe that Jesus allowed certain people to have a gift to help their people on earth? And she said, yes, ma'am. So grandma said, okay, come to the car. I'm in my car. I see grandma go in her car and she go in her glove box. And she get a lady some oils and stuff and she give her a bag and she put it on the bag. She say, do you have something of your son, the possession of your son? She like, yeah, I got the lock of hair that I've been had since he passed away. I dip it in wax every night. She say, you preserved it? She say, now I want you to put your son hair in this bag. When you put your son hair in this bag, I want you to keep it under your breast. You work with it under your breast. Don't let that other nigga touch it. Just keep it up. And say in 7 days, things gonna change for you. So she did exactly what grandma said. She called me. She like, Tyke, your grandma cool as fuck. I say, I know. I say, but since grandma done touch, I got to back off for you. Because when grandma give you some, I got to let spirit work. So 7 days, I can't fuck with you. She say, how you know it's 7 days? I say, that's what I do. I say, I do magic. I say, grandma showed me. She like, boy, I fucked up by letting you go. I say, no, baby. I say, that's just fate. Say, you good? I say, I'll holler at you in 7 days. So we left on a good note. Yada, yada, yada. So here we go. Now, Turk comes home in a rage. He done been gambling. Somebody done stole his money. He punching the walls, punching holes in the wall. He knocking over shit. She like, I can't afford to pay that. That shit gon' cost me. I'm gonna get put out with all the noise. And he like, fuck you, bitch. I don't care. I ain't got no money. You worry about a wall. If I had my money, I'll fix this whole bitch up. And she got slick at the mind. She like, well, you ain't move us off Mercer Drive yet, bitch. We still here. And I don't do nothing but fuck you and take care of you. She had bucked up. She had got. So he said, ho, I beat your ass. So he went over there and he punched in her head real hard. Now I'm getting firsthand because this is what she telling grandma and I'm listening. Dude swung on her, hit her in the side of the head close to the temple. Now, y'all know if you hit that temple, you fall, your ass gonna die because that bitch bust your head open. Man, he hit her in the side of the temple. She said she blacked out, she lost consciousness, and she fell on the side of the couch. And he went to punch her again. So he got about 2-3 more licks in and jabbed her in her shoulder and in her back. So she said she stopped feeling the pain. She said she don't know if he hit him 100 times or whatever. I'm exaggerating the numbers from what she's saying. But as she was blacking out like she was going in a coma, she just kept blinking her eyes real fast, and because he had gave her brain a contusion, brain injury. And she said only thing she seen was like her 11-year-old son, and her 11-year-old son got in front of the dude. And when the 11-year-old son got in front of the dude and blocked him, say the dude was throwing punches, but the punches wasn't connecting. So the 11-year-old kid was blocking the punches. Now, I'm going on firsthand what she told me. Boom, 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 boom. He just hitting the pop, 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 pop. And the dude thought he was hitting it, but the son was blocking it with his energy. So all of a sudden, she said the son grew into like a man or like a monster, like he would be like 22 years old. He grew to a grown man energy. And say when he grew to a grown man energy, she heard somebody knock on the door. Right after she heard somebody knock on the door, she passed out completely. She said when she came to, there was like Turk was like throwed all around the house, TV bust. His hands was all bloody. His head was all like had scars and she said she don't know what happened. So my grandmama came and knocked on the door like right after. I say right after. I didn't call my grandma. My grandma just knew. So the person that knocked on the door was grandmama. Now this is grandma talking. Now she gave the thing. Now grandma finna tell you. I'm finna tell you in grandma word. Grandma said as she knocked on the door because she heard the ruckus and the commotion because Spirit told her to go over there and check on him. It had been 7 days, So the 8th day, grandma go check on her because grandma knew some shit was gonna pop off. So grandma said she heard the commotion outside, so she knocked on the door. Now keep in mind, everybody locked their motherfucking door, right? You just ain't gonna lock your door. You in the hood on Mercer Drive, bitch. You don't leave your door. You got run in boys, Jack, stick up kid. So grandma said she twisted the knob and the knob was locked. So she hit the door 3 times and then the lock came open. So she walked in there and grandma said she stood by the door with her hand crossed, chewing her tobacco. And say only thing she saw was the grown-up version of that lady's son whooping Turk's ass. Beating Turk ass, and she was there the whole time. I say, Grandma, you saw this. She say, I saw it. I say, what did you do? Grandma say, I picked up the red bag that I gave her, and I held it in my hand, and I started stroking it, and I started talking to it, and I said, you did? She say, keep in mind she had put her son's hair in that bag, and that bag protects people from evil, harm, and danger, everything. I say what? And I'm like, yeah. So the red bag she had, and she said I was rubbing it and I was talking it to her. So as I was talking it to her, I controlled her son to go ahead and whoop Turk's ass. And grandma was up there letting that spirit of that baby whoop that dude ass. When I tell you that dude had his head bust open, I damn near popped out his head because he was so swole. Hand was busted and bleeding from punching the TV. The girl was on the couch the whole time with bruises on her, laid out because Turk had split her shit. Her son came back to protect her. Now he came back and protected her with energy, But grandma came there and made him grow and become a warrior and beat that dude ass. Now grandma say that was good for him. So now the police came and they arrested Turk for domestic violence and shit, and he's still in jail now. I mean, cause he really did some fuck shit, and they caught him for a couple other crimes. So grandma put the bag back on her. Grandma wake her up and say, "Hey baby, okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay." So grandma get her help. The girl had suffered a contusion, and one of the retinas in her right eye, I think, was detached, but it healed, something like that. However, it was something fucked up with her eye, but she got better. So she can't do nothing but thank me and grandma to this day. So grandma said, no matter what you do, sweetie, no matter what you do, you keep this bag next to you at all time. Say, what's in that bag is the spirit of your son, and he is there to protect you. So she didn't believe it, but she just saying when she was blacking out, she saw her son, she thought she was dreaming. So grandma never spoke to this lady again. And time go past. I'm in my 30s now. You know, she's still an older lady. I'm in my 30s. She about 36. You know, so we hook up one time, one or two more times. You know, just out of friendship type shit. It is what it is. I'm being transparent and I'm 100% true with you people. So, you know, we done did our thing. I'm sitting at the house. She done cooked some little pork chops and shit. You know, little meal. We sitting out there talking, just reminiscing and shit. And she say, "Where your grandma? 9th Street, what's up?" She like, "I need to go see that woman." I said, "What you gonna do with that crazy witch woman for, man? Don't fuck with that woman." She like, "You know your grandma saved my life." And grandma had already told me the story. So I'm like, "What? No." She's like, "Yeah." Then she told me her things of the story. Grandma had already told me her version. So in reverse, we put together. So she said, "Grandma saved my life." She said, "I'm forever grateful to you and grandma." I said, "All right, that's what's up." I said, "Well, you can tell her." So now she doing good, got her car, everything good. She done got pregnant again by another son. She got pregnant again, not from me and not from Turk. She had started dealing with another dude. So the doctor said she having a son. She literally goes drive to grandma's house and asks grandma to bless her son and the baby. So grandma laughing and they sitting up there talking. I drive up, you know, act like I ain't know she was going over there. And grandma say, "Tight, come here." "Yes, ma'am." Grandma said, "Give her a hug and bless that baby with your kisses." So she said, "Kiss her stomach." I'm telling you some shit now, people. This is weird. Grandma made her lift up her stomach, her shirt. Lady pregnant, lady about 3 months, 4 months pregnant. And grandma said, "Give her 9 kisses." God damn it, if y'all don't listen to me about anything else, fellas, men, white, black, Asian, Jamaican, don't matter. Men, I'm teaching you how to protect your baby. Grandma said, "Give her 9 kisses down her stomach, all the way down to, you know, where the part of her vagina come up, where the hair at, the hair part. I don't know, they call it fupas nowadays, just a thin fupa." So 9 kisses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way down. She said, "Now give me 5 across. 9 down, 5 across. Kisses." She said, "Now I want you to put both of your hands and you cover that baby. Like put both of your hands on each side like a speaker, like you're holding a speaker, like you're picking up a drum." And she said, "You speak life into that baby and you say that you're going to promise to protect that baby with your masculine energy no matter what." And I did everything grandma said. The lady was 4 months pregnant. Tell me why her stomach started rolling and kicking like the baby had developed feet and hands and shit. And I felt the rumble in the stomach. Grandma said, "That's okay. Don't stop." And grandma made me hold my hands there for 9 minutes now. When I took my hands off that lady, my head was hurting so bad, and I say I had to sit down. It's like I done bust a nut and had a stroke at the same time, y'all. I was tired. I was breathing hard. I had to catch my breath. She's like, "You gonna be okay?" And the girl like, "You telling me I got tight energy on this baby?" And like, "You gonna be okay. That's my grandson." And she said, "What can I name your son? What can I name my baby?" And she said, "Name him a Gunju." She didn't tell her that was Shango's father. None. She ain't naming a Gunju. So the lady ended up naming the baby a Gunju. Google the record now, a Gunju in Central Florida. That's that lady's name. You may get her information. I'm just telling you how it is. I don't know her last name, but it's a baby. It's a male baby in Orlando, Florida. Still live here today. Name a Gunju. It's a man. You don't know his name. Don't know what his name mean. So now, all that done. She goes back. She's living her life. We ain't see each other no more after that. I still ain't seen her to this day. Don't know how her son look. Don't know how nothing. Only thing I know, she still keep in contact with my grandmama. Well, before my grandma passed, she kept in contact with my grandma. And even at my grandma's funeral, she was there in the third row, and she put that red bag on a string, and she had that red bag on her neck, and she was just holding it, and she was just saying, and she was crying. She like, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. By then, she had a son, and her son had grown up to be about 14 years old or something. He a man about it. And I had a wife at the time, so I ain't think nothing of it. We ain't crossed each other eyes or path or nothing. So that's how it was. That lady's son came back and protected her mother because she was gonna have the same brain injury that he died from, her ex-boyfriend that did it. And Turk was gonna give her the brain injury. Keep in mind, they put him in the hospital. She had to take him on life support because he was brain dead from her ex-boyfriend getting drunk and beating him up. Same thing happened with Turk. That baby came back to protect the energy, to protect his mother. But by not being strong enough, Spirit called my grandma over there. And my grandma did her little magic with her bag and grew that baby energy up to a grown man. And that baby energy whooped Turk ass. Put Turk in the hospital and jail and everything. And then she got pregnant for somebody else. And the new baby gotta be powerful as hell if that baby know who he dealing with. And I'm gonna leave it right there. That was a quick one. And that's all I can remember from it. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Quick, fast, to the hurry. I'm tight, telling you guys, a mother's love is all you have. So protect it, even in life and death. Y'all be good. Stay safe.